Well, good afternoon everyone, and it's a great joy to be able to share with you another Thursday message. Here we are on the 3rd of September already. The schools are going back, and that's really quite exciting, and I want to say a word about that in a moment. But also to thank you for all the encouragement and for the numbers turning up at the different masses. We seem to be managing extraordinarily well. We've had really good numbers at the masses, but for the most part we've been able to cope. And I think apart from that one First Communion Mass last weekend when a few people didn't realise it was reserved just for the First Communion families at St Mary's, and remember the next 2 weeks it's the same, the next 2 Sundays we've got 15 families with children making the First Communion. It really has been going extremely well in both parishes and very encouraging, so thank you for that. In fact, on that whole question, I received the most wonderful email from one of our regular sacristans, who unfortunately because of ill health in the home hasn't been able to come as often as he might have liked, but he came last Monday morning to the 11 o'clock Mass at Bishop Eton, and he wrote this. I want to share it with you because he asked me to share it. He says, I was at the 11 a.m. Mass at Bishop Eton this morning, albeit in heavy disguise, and would like to say how impressive all the arrangements were. If the chance arises, please pass on my thanks and congratulations to all those, and then in brackets, many I am sure, and he's right, who are involved in making things work so seamlessly and straightforwardly. Well, we all like a bit of encouragement, and so thank you very much to the writer of that. Some of you may be able to guess who it is. He goes on to say some very kind things too about these messages and about the recorded masses at the weekend. So thank you for all the encouragement that I have got over these past few months. And I worked out that if I can manage 3 more of those weekend masses, we will have actually had 6 months worth of recorded masses already. And of course there's no end in sight, because this is the way things are. There are all these restrictions around what we're able to do. Likewise, as you know, in the schools, everything's having to be measured. But I've been in touch with the primary schools this very day, just checking things out. And my plan and my hope is that I will be able to support the work going on in the schools. There are no assemblies at the moment, for obvious reasons. But if I can do a few recordings like this, especially for the children, which can be used in the infants, and then we'll do other ones for the juniors, then over the next coming weeks, I'm not going to overburden myself, but I will try and prepare some material for the children so that we can stay in touch, and hopefully that will be a great support. So best wishes to our primary schools at the moment. Bishop Eton, Much Wilton are already back, and I know that Carlton House are due to come back next Monday. As far as the secondary schools go, I haven't actually been in touch with them yet. I'm sure everybody again is settling in. I saw a lot of the youngsters on their way on the first day back on Wednesday to SFX, because I was on my way for the prayer session with the ministers of the other churches in Wilton down at Strawberry Fields, and that's always a very special moment for me on a Wednesday morning if I can get there. So that's the way things are panning out. We'll continue to look for opportunities to keep the community united, all our communities united, and remember that just before the schools broke up, way back in March, and I nipped round and we suggested that we try to stay in touch by, if possible, praying together at 7 o'clock in the evening, just a short period of prayer. Just in case people have forgotten that, shall we have a new effort on that make sure your shrines are in good order, and we continue as a community here in Bishop Eton, will continue to support you at that time of prayer, 7 o'clock in the evening. And then of course I'll continue to record the weekend masses, because we can't have a full programme of masses still, but lots of people are coming to Mass. We have managed also to have a great many First Communions now. Just to remind you that down at St Mary's next Sunday and the Sunday afterwards, so that's the 6th and the 13th, we've still got a lot of families making, with the children making First Communion. So we've got 15 on each of those Sundays. So again, we're going to have to reserve those masses for the First Communions. And we're also in the process of making arrangements now for those who would have been received into the church and baptised last Easter to have their ceremonies and to welcome them into the church. So it's all good, lots of good things going on, and I'm grateful for the terrific support I'm getting from our administrators and from our catechists and so on. So thanks for all that. I know it's still a struggle for a lot of people. We continue to pray for you. We'll pray for one another. Let's remember all those who are in special need of our prayers. And I would particularly ask you to remember John McKelvey. I heard that he's just died and his funeral is being planned for here at Bishop Eton next week. So, Lord, you know our needs. We ask you to reach out, bless and strengthen us in every way. Keep us united in your love. Reach out and bless our homes, our families and our schools, and fill us with that peace which only you can give. Amen.